This has got to be the hardest video I've ever made, and this, I hope, will be the hardest video I'll ever have to make. Mammoth Motocross 2025, so many highs, so many great experiences up in Mammoth. My first time back there in 10 years, but also one of the most tragic and tough races of my life as well. Aidan Zingg was a close friend of mine, and I had so much fun getting to know him over this last year. We got to meet him last year in August when we tested his Super Mini from winning Loretta's, and I immediately fell in love with the kid. Aidan was a true stand-up young man, not just a kid, a young man. And because I only got to know him from when he was 15 years old in August last year, turned 16 this February, I only got to know him for a short time. As growing up, I watched him race 65s and 85s, but I didn't know him personally until this last year. But the first day I met him, I fell in love with him and immediately wanted him to be my little brother. I wanted to be his trainer. I wanted to be anything I could be for him, riding partner, whatever it could be. I wanted to be a part of this kid's life, and I was so thankful and grateful for the opportunity to have that this last year. Mammoth Motocross, first time back there in 10 years for me. It was really trace it back to all the amateur races we did leading up to Mammoth that led us back there this year, and so thankful for that, and thankful for the time we got to spend with Aidan at all the local races at Paula and Glen Helen, the Mammoth qualifiers, Loretta qualifiers, Cal Classic, Fall Classic, lots of opportunities to race around here that led us to Mammoth Motocross. Mammoth, the week started out great. Big bike vet weekend. We had the Bushnell family up there. Sean and Allison were doing great. Allison ripped a whole shot on her 350 against 450s in the 40 plus B class as the only woman on the track. Allison rode awesome up there. She was using Dalsogio spring forks, our MXA test forks from Dalsogio on her Husky FC 350. So she did awesome up there. Sean Bushnell running up in the top 10 in the 40A class, and did well on our Husky 450 Rockstar Edition. And then Josh Fout, he raced the very competitive 30 plus pro class on our KX 450 and did awesome up there as well. He had some good runs, but he also raced on Friday for a big bike weekend, and he did the 25 plus class and had a good start in the first moto, but went down on the first lap, and I think he got 11th in the second moto on our KX 450. So MXA, we had a blast up there. Mini bike days, we had our whole mini bike crew up there representing. Nixon DeRico, Nixon Meineke, David Laponius, both Enzo and crew Pasca and James Ellis, all representing, as well as Koa Sheets. So we had a ton of orange helmets for mini bike days. I drove up there on Tuesday with the Motobox Sprinter van. That thing was just awesome to be in that van up there. It worked out perfectly for us. I got to watch all the mini kids on Wednesday representing MXA, and just so cool to go to the top of the mountain. It's hard to see that track, but you can see when the kids are wearing orange helmets, and it's easy to stand out. And it was cool to see how stoked those guys were to represent MXA, and it's cool to see them putting their heart onto the track. So mini bike days went well, but that gets into practice day, Thursday, for me. I got up there, I brought two bikes this year. I brought my Yamaha 450, and I brought also our KTM 250 SXF Factory Edition, fully built engine by Twisted Development and suspension built by REP for Ezra Lewis to race the Hangtown National on. And it was honestly a perfect storm for me to bring both bikes up there, because it made me realize how soft my suspension was and how I needed to go stiffer. I rode with my bike, the Yamaha, with AHM suspension. I knew it was a little bit on the soft side, but I thought it would be good for Mammoth. But Ezra's bike was 10 times stiffer than mine, and I felt so much more comfortable hammering through the bumps on the downhills. The suspension that I had was set up originally for off-road, so really not even for motocross, from AHM suspension, but I liked it so much that I made it work. I raced with it at the Nationals, and finally I've gotten to the point to where I need to go stiffer. And having Ezra's bike there made me realize that. At the end of the day on practice day, Jamie Ellis had me go out on his bike to test his suspension, and it was much stiffer, and it worked out perfectly. We threw his suspension on my bike, and that kind of gets into my time with Aidan Zingg. Aidan and I love this little man like a little brother, and I was so proud and thankful to be able to park next to him, and so thankful to have his friendship. Aiden was a young man who looked you in the eyes when he shook your hand. He respected everyone. I think I loved him so much, and I think a lot of people do. A lot of people have seen Aiden as a little brother because he was so respectable, so nice, so humble, but also so fierce and so competitive on the track. You were just drawn to him. And like I said, I only got to know him this last year, but it was such an awesome year, and I was always so excited to go to the track to ride with Aiden. We did motos together. I can remember vividly at Paula when I tipped over in front of him and he ran into the back of me. It was just so much fun doing motos with him, talking about training with him, talking about racing with him, and watching him grow into his KX 250 and his Team Green ride. He was doing so awesome with it. And that suspension situation makes me think back. I probably would have done better at the Nationals if I had stiffer suspension, but I also would have missed out on this time with Aiden. After everybody left the pits, 2:30, 3 o'clock on Thursday at Mammoth, I was still there in the parking lot in the wind and the dust, working on my bike. And guess who was with me? Aiden. He was helping me swap suspension from Jamie's bike to my bike. We were moving suspension over. We realized that Jamie had a linkage, an REP linkage on his bike, so we had to move that over. And at that time, we couldn't even get the linkage off because we had the foot peg mount on there. Jamie had a lowered foot peg mount on his bike, and that made it so I couldn't get the linkage off. And Aiden was with me along the whole way. He messed up putting the front wheel on the Yamaha, and he missed the brake rotor and the front brake caliper, and I was making fun of him. And then when it came time to take the foot peg mounts off, he was making fun of me for tightening instead of loosening the bolts. It was a lot of fun. My wife got to spend time with Aiden, get to know him, ask him questions about his 5-year plan, and she was so blown away to hear him say that he wanted to meet a girl that he was going to get married to in the next 5 years. And it was so special for us to hear. When we left the track on Thursday, Ashley and I were like, man, we need Aiden's parents to put us in the will so that we could take him. We just want to adopt him. We want to take him home with us. And it was tough. So Friday, Aiden rode really well. He got second overall in the Schoolboy 2 class. He was leading before he tipped over. I rode really well on Friday. I'm super stoked on how I rode. This sport is such a love-hate relationship with this sport. I love it for how I rode on Friday, for just how exciting it was to be back up at Mammoth and experiencing the fresh air of the mountains, the beautiful view of the trees. The battles were intense on Friday. I came from 5th to 2nd in the first moto. It was a division, so not everybody was on the track. And I probably, it was only for gate pick in the main. It wasn't, an overall score that we were taking, but I got around some good riders. I caught up to my friend Max Miller. I was all over him, trying to pass him. We got close a couple times, but he held me off and got the win on Friday. And I was super proud of Max. I've known him since he was on 65s, and he was wearing Super Sketch hats and shirts, and now we're out there battling in the pro class. So really cool to see Max and see how well he was riding. And I was giving it my all. I tried to pass him in that heat race, but he got me in that one. I probably should have saved some energy in that 7-lap heat race for the main event, because not too long after was a 10-lap main. I had another pretty good start, and I was second gear off the start, and I was actually kind of bogging going up the first steep hill, and I was thinking for my next motos I was planning on starting in first gear. But second gear, came up to the top of the hill. Justin Hoft did not let off and made a line where there was no line, ran into Revin Gordon at the top of the hill. They both went down. I snuck up the inside. I got in behind Cole Timbo. RJ Wageman and I were banging bars at the top of the hill, pretty gnarly, pretty close, but I got around him. I got into second, and I held second for half the race in the 450 Open Pro main event on Friday, and I was really stoked with how I was riding. I wasn't riding as aggressive and as fast as I did in the heat race. I think I wasted too much energy in the heat race, but I did my best in the main event with the REP suspension that Jamie Ellis gave me. The Fast Company Flex bars were working awesome on the Yamaha 450, and a Nitro Moose. I had a Nitro Moose tube in the rear, so I wasn't getting a flat tire on that Yamaha 450, so a lot of things were working out well. I just had so much fun, and when I do this video, it's such a love-hate relationship with this sport, because I had so much fun riding and racing on Friday, but then I hate this sport for taking away one of my good friends. And so from there, I also think I hate this sport because it took away one of my good friends, but I also have to thank the sport of motocross, because without motocross I wouldn't have had the opportunity to know Aidan, and I'm so thankful for that. So Saturday came around, I was watching Aidan's moto, and red flag came out. It's just something that you don't expect, and it was really crazy and amazing to see the motocross community come together. At this time, there was, you know, he crashed in the far back section. Nobody got it on video. Nobody had a true eyewitness of it. So there's a lot of rumors, a lot of fake news going around, but there's just a lot of dirty things on the internet that are heartbreaking. But so it was amazing to see the motocross community come together with Panic Rev, the Christian Motocross Ministry, Jeff Jaton, 3-in-1MX Motocross Ministry. After the situation, the whole Mammoth Motocross mountain gathered together at the Panic Rev booth, and Destin Dearman and Jeff Jaton both shared Bible verses, and the whole community just prayed. And it was amazing to see photos afterwards. And then later that night, we did a church service. The local Mammoth Mountain Christian Church opened up their church. They canceled their Saturday night service for us. They went and bought food for everybody, and they opened up their doors. Destin got to speak, Jeff got to speak, I got to speak, and just mourn with the motocross community, and heartbroken, but also share the hope that we can have, that Aidan was a Christian, that he did profess Jesus, and that he is in heaven. He's in a better place now, and we have that hope that we can go together to be with him as well. So to gather together at the church was, I think, healing and necessary for a lot of people. Not a lot of people kept racing. Some people did keep racing, but a lot of people did leave early. And then Sunday came around, 7:15 at the track before racing started. Another massive church service at the Panic Rev booth, where everybody just gathered together to pray and to come together as a community after this heartbreaking, tragic time. So Mammoth Motocross 2025. I could talk forever about it. I could talk forever about Aidan. Aidan was just such an amazing young man. He was everything that you want to be friends with, everything that you want your own kids to turn out to be like. Aidan resembled that, and we are going to miss Aidan so much, but we're also not going to let him down. We're going to live like Aidan. We're going to honor him with our lives moving forward, and I truly hope that this is an eye-opening experience for a lot of people in the industry to make things safer and keep moving forward as we press forward. So such a hard experience, such a hard time. Mammoth Motocross is such a beautiful mountain, such a beautiful place to go racing. It was so awesome for me to be back there after 10 years, and I already plan on going back next year to honor Aidan's life, to be there with the motocross community, to be present, and to just press forward. I know that's what Aidan would want us to do, and you know, like I said, there's such a love-hate with this sport. It takes away, but it also gives, and the giving part is just being friends with Aidan, and also just the motocross community being able to come together. So I do ask that you guys would continue to pray for the Zingg family. Aidan has an older sister and a younger brother, and a mom and dad that love him extremely, and we just pray that you guys, I pray for comfort for them, and I pray that you guys who are watching this video would also join in prayer for him, for the family, and that we would just press forward, honoring Aidan, living like him, looking each other in the eyes when we shake hands, being truly interested in how other people are doing. Aidan was the pinnacle, a factory team green Kawasaki rider, the Loretta Lynn's champion. He was the most competitive guy on the track, who wanted to win just as bad as the next guy, but he was also the most friendly guy off the track, always interested in how your moto went, always interested in asking me questions about my wife, about our sourdough business, about anything else. He's always deflecting the popularity and the attention off himself, and asking about how other people are doing. So There's not enough good things that I could say about Aiden. I love this young man so much, and my wife would make fun of me for how excited I would be whenever I get to go to the track and see him. And we spent time at the Washougal Kawasaki KX250 intro. It was after we tested his Super Mini at Glen Helen, and then we went to Washougal to ride with him up there. It was his, first experience with the new 2025 KX250. It was so cool to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with him, and just spend all that time with him and his dad Bob up there and Washougal, and do motos together. He was relentless. I mean, he would ride nonstop, and I was having so much fun riding with him, and I just wanted to be cool in this kid's eyes. I just wanted this kid to look up to me. I wanted him to think I was fast. Racing the Cal Classic, racing Mammoth qualifiers and Loretta qualifiers when he was there, I was so proud to come off the track and see him being pumped for me to get the win or to do really good in a moto. And he saw me as I was definitely a vet rider to him. I was 13 years older than him, but it was just so cool. It was something that I cherished so much, and I was so motivated. Like, one of the main motivators on the line sometimes was just because I wanted to look cool and I wanted him to think I was cool.
Got the whole shot. Tried to stay in the lead for as long as I could, and it ended up being 8 laps, and that was checkered black, so that was pretty cool.
Insane race.
And I wanted him to look up to me, so I had such an amazing experience being Aiden's friend, and it was so awesome when he would ask me questions, make me feel like I mattered and like I had some wisdom to pass on to him. He really made me feel special. And yeah, there's so many amazing people that you meet in the motocross industry, but Aiden was certainly one of the best, and you guys can tell that if you didn't know him just by seeing everything that people are posting about on social media. So thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you to our sponsors who supported us to go to Mammoth. This was such a tragic event, but also I do plan on go back next year because it's just such an amazing experience to go up to Mammoth, and I think that's what Aiden would want us to do, and I'm planning on going back to honor him next year, and to do our best, to do my best on the track and in the pits, to live like Aiden. Thank you guys for watching this video.
That was good.
I had a fly on my nose, dude.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. You're already a natural, dude.
Okay.
Sorry, whatever you say funny now, it'll be at the end of the video anyway, so.
Which gives it a really nice feeling. It's... Oh my gosh, dude.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Harder mid-moto to... Dude, I don't...
Dude, don't worry about it. You're good. You're good.
Probably my favorite part of the whole bike. There we
Killed it, dude.
What are we doing?
We're gonna spray him. When he comes down this hill, spray him hard.
Woo! Alright guys, this bike is pretty sick. I can't believe it's carrying me. Oh my gosh! Oh!
Can I get my bike back?
Oh! Jeez Louise. Hey! Oh, alright, you take it.